Hi, my name is Jay and I'm going to give this presentation today, and here is my audience. Yeah, how many of us have been frustrated with the services that has been provided to us? Let's say we bring someone to the hospital or the emergency and been waiting there for a long time, or have some of our loved one admitted in the hospital and we are worried about the services they get. These are all the outcomes of the nurses burnout. So I'm going to cover this nurses burnout, what could be the potential thing that nurses burnout has been occurred, and what are the things we can discuss about the nurses burnout so people do understand what really the term burnout is. According to American Nursing Association, it defines the burnout as the related topic that hampers both the services given by the nurses and the patient party. So what does it mean? So it could be anything that is impairing the services that have been given to the loved one. Nurses burnout has been a problem not only during the COVID-19 but during all the time. It has been there for the decades or more than that, and it will be there for a long time. So the thing for us is to understand the nurses burnout, and we have to know what really we could do regarding the nurses burnout. Uh, According to WAS 2022, National Library of Medicine, nurses burnout issue has been reported much more than 60 years and older. So 60 years and older are the people they've been complaining or they've been talking about the nurses burnout. So what does it really signify? It signifies that with the passage of the time, they become more aware and are understanding. But at the meantime, those who are new in this field always talk about the nurses burnout, which is really a problem. So we have to understand what could be the potential thing that has been come as a nurses burnout issue. And as David Chera and the team says that there are various factors associated with the nurses burnout, and they listed as the high workload, low staff, long shift, and low control. So what really does it mean? These are all the contributing factor, and I will be discussing more about the fatigue that has been caused by the nurses burnout, and other things such as the physical tiredness that they have and the shortage of the staff. So begin with the fatigue. Nurse has been working there for a long time, working 12-hour shift and taking care of the patient for the long time, and they do not have their own time to do the things. So what really does it cause to them is it really makes them very tired, not only physically but emotionally as well. I'll take my wife as an example. She works in a hospital, 12-hour shift, and she comes home with a lot of tiredness and a lot of fatigue. And the day she describes about arguing with the patient party, which is not understanding the effort they've been putting to take care of the patient, because we all want our things to be done in a very effective and efficient manner, but it's not always possible for a nurse to deliver that services to them. So they become frustrated and all the angles come to the nurse, and that overloads them with much more of the things like we discussed. So other thing, we talk about the long shift. What happens when they have to do a long shift? They become more tired. What requires them to do the long shift? Maybe the hospital policy, not enough staff, and a lot of other factors that could be considered. And other thing is reported in American Nursing Association is 40% of the nurses want to change their job. So this is also a result of the nurses burnout. Just imagine what would happen if 40% of the nurse force is switching their job. There will be a scarcity in the healthcare. There will be not enough people taking care of the people in the hospital. So what really does it mean? It really means this is also the consequences of the nurses burnout. So what we have to understand is nurses burnout is a serious problem. People have been there dealing with this issue. They cannot talk very friendly about this issue as well, because they could be afraid of other associated problem come along with that thing. So my wife come home, just be quiet, and she goes to work next day, but she is not talking about that thing as well, but what they need to do is they have to understand that one, and we have to understand them as well. So hospital policies, long working hours, and low control measures, and not effective or the handsome salary they are getting, there are not enough motivating factor. They've been working day and night, long shift, and working during the pandemic, COVID-19, which was there during that time, and we will say that was not the only pandemic we have been through. There might be a lot of pandemic coming. So what would happen? We do not have the enough nurses. What would happen if the nurses burnout issue is still there and we cannot do anything about this thing? So we have to understand the potential causes for the nurses burnout, what really does it mean, and what are the measures we can use to prevent the issue that has been arose with the nurses burnout thing. So talking about the nurses burnout, there are nurses and there are people who take care of us, and being a human being, it is our duty and responsibility to advocate those angels who were there doing the heartful welcome and services to all those people who were needed, and taking care of all the discuss factor as above, appreciate them and saying them thank you for taking care of me, thank you for taking care of my loved one. These are the very simple and the easy word which we can say about the nurses. So let's say together, nurses are the heroes, they will be the hero, they help us during the pandemic. Nurses burnout has become a very critical issue which will no longer be very critical if we understand nurses, advocate them for their rights, and praise them and say them thank you very much. This complete my speech, and thank you very much. Thank you everyone.